Hello students, welcome to my channel Hans Commerce Tutorial for the lectures on commerce, accounts, finance and management. My suggestion to you, before watching the video, please go to the description below my video. You'll find a link there. Take a printout of the problems given in the link and keep it ready before watching the video so that you can be able to understand the problem, the solution and the explanation to get the maximum benefit from the lectures. Thank you. Come on students, now we'll start the second problem. One problem already, main long problem we have done. Now second main problem I'm reading out. See the problem carefully. BK Limited registered with a capital of rupees 10 lakh in equity shares of 10 each acquired the business of Prem Brothers. Company BK Limited, it is acquiring the business of Prem Brothers. Now, the balance sheet of the firm at the date of acquisition was as under. Liabilities, bank loan, sundry creditors. These two are outside liability. Reserves and capital. Cash, bills receivable, investment, debtors, stock, furniture, machinery, premises. This is the balance sheet of Prem Brothers. And this balance sheet is taken over by BK Limited. The assets and liabilities were subject to the following revaluation. Machinery and furniture to be depreciated at 10% and 15% respectively. So it is given the revalued, the assets should be made revalued. Premises should be appreciated by 20%, increased. Make provision for bad debts on debtors at 2.5%. Goodwill of the firm is valued 24,000. The purchase consideration was to be discharged as follows. Allotment of 10,000 equity share of 10 each at rupees 12 each. Allotment of 510% debenture of 100 each at a discount of 10 rupees each. Balance in cash. So whenever it is given balance in cash, we have to apply net assets method to find out purchase consideration. You are required to show the journal entries in the books of the company and prepare the balance sheet. Now, first of all, we need to calculate the purchase consideration. Without that, we cannot go for journal entries. The calculation of PC, agreed assets taken over at agreed values. Cash, जो balance sheet में value है same cash, bills receivable no change, investments no change, debtors. Actually balance sheet debtors are 48,000. In adjustment it is saying that create provision for doubtful debts at 2.5%. Create provision for doubtful debts at 2.5%. So 48,000 में से 2.5%, it comes to 1200. 48,000 into 2.5% comes to 1200. So minus 1200 you will get 46,800 debtors. Stock same value, no change. Furniture, there is a depreciation of 15% given in the adjustment. 2,000 rupees is the balance sheet value of furniture. 15% 300. 15% comes to 300. Subtract 300, 1700. Machinery balance sheet value is 40,000. It is given 10% depreciate. So 10% comes to 4,000, subtract 4,000, 36,000. Premises it is given appreciate by 20%, increase, add, plus 20%, 60,000. And goodwill of the firm is valued at 24,000 given in the problem. Now take the total of the assets comes to 2,28,500. Liabilities taken over at agreed values, bank loan, sundry creditors. Two liabilities are there. Add up 46,000 liability. Subtract, you will get 1,82,500 is the purchase consideration, PC. Now settlement of PC, 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each issued at rupees 12 each. 2 रुपये premium, 10 रुपये का शेयर 12 रुपये में issue कर रहे हैं. तो 10,000 into 12, 1,20,000. Debentures, 500 debentures are issued. The face value of the debenture is 100. But it is issued at 10 rupees discount. 100 rupees का डिबेंचर है लेकिन 10 rupees डिस्काउंट पे इश्यू कर रहे हैं. तो 100 minus 10, 90. तो 500 into 90, 45,000 rupees debentures. And the balance in cash. तो 1,82,500 minus 1,20,000 minus 45,000. So 17,500 rupees the cash balancing figure. That is not given in the problem. By calculating this PC and subtracting the shares and debentures, we got the balancing figure cash. So this is the calculation of purchase consideration. Now we come to the journal entry. The first journal entry, business purchase account data to Prem Brothers. being the business purchased and PC due. How much? PC 1,82,500. Second entry, all assets taken over at agreed values should be debited and all liabilities taken over at agreed values should be credited and business purchase should be credited. The agreed value of all assets are here. All these assets are the agreed value of the assets. We will take all the agreed value except one, debtors. Debtors should not be taken at 46,800. Debtors should be taken at 48,000. So sundry debtors 48,000. Remaining all assets same values we have taken. Liabilities to bank loan. Liabilities taken over bank loan and sundry creditors. So bank loan, sundry creditors. Provision for doubtful debts should be credited. Here debtors should not be taken net value. The gross value of debtors should be taken. Provision for doubtful debts should be credited. Business purchase credited by 1,82,500. If you take the total of debit and credit, it will tally. It will be same. Being the business, being the assets and liabilities taken over. Now, purchase consideration, payment of PC. We are paying the PC to Prem Brothers. The Prem Brothers account debtor 1,82,500. Here credited, here debited. Now there is a loss. Discount on issue of debentures. It's a loss, so it should be debited. So how much is the loss? 10 rupees is the discount. On how many debentures? 500 debentures. So 500 into 10, 5,000 rupees is the loss on issue of debentures, debit card. 2. Equity share capital. 10,000 equity shares are issued. The face value of each share is 10 rupees. So 10,000 into 10, 1 lakh rupees. Security premium. 10 rupees का share 12 rupees में issue करें 2 rupees premium. तो 10,000 into 2, 20,000 security premium. To 10% debenture. 500 debentures are issued. The face value of the debenture is 100 rupees. So you should take 100. 500 into 100, 50,000. To bank, how much cash is given? 17,500. To bank, 17,500. If you add up all the four amounts, you should get 1,87,500. Debit and credit must be equal. Debit side you are having 1,87,500. 1,82,500 plus 5,000. If you add up all the four, you must get 1,87,500. Being the PC paid. These are the journal entries. Now it is also asking you to show the balance sheet of this BC Limited, BK Limited. The balance sheet. Equity and liabilities, shareholders fund, share capital, reserves and surplus, non-current liability, long-term borrowings. In this problem we have debentures. That's why we are taking long-term borrowing. Trade payable, current liability, trade payable, short-term borrowing. Short-term borrowings will take bank loan. There is a bank loan in the business of Prem Brothers. That bank loan will take it under short-term borrowing. Now assets, non-current assets, fixed assets, tangible, intangible, non-current investments, current assets, inventories, trade receivable, cash and cash. This is the format of the balance sheet, blank. Now we'll take one by one amount. Note number 1, share capital. Share capital you can see 10,000 equity share of 10 each fully paid 1 lakh. I have taken 1 lakh. Reserves and surplus. In reserves and surplus, security premium. How much is the security premium is received? 20,000. So security premium 20,000. From this security premium, one loss is there. The loss is discount on issue of debentures. Here, discount on issue of debenture 5,000 loss. So that 5,000 rupees we deduct. So 20,000 minus 5,000, 15,000 rupees we should take under reserves and surplus. Here reserves and surplus में 15,000 long-term borrowings. Under long-term borrowings will take debentures. 500 debentures are there. Each debenture face value 100. So debentures 50,000. Then trade payable. Trade payable are the creditors. The creditors in Prem Brothers were 36,000. Same 36,000 we have taken. Short-term borrowings. The short-term borrowings will take the bank loan. Assuming that bank loan is unsecured, short-term. So bank loan, how much? 10,000 rupees is the bank loan coming from Prem Brothers. Here 10,000 rupees are. Now if you take the total, it will be 2,11,000 liability side. Now assets. Fixed assets, tangible. In tangible assets, we'll take furniture, machinery, premises. The agreed values are here. Furniture, machinery, premises. ये तीनों को add कर दिया तो tangible, fixed asset 97,700. Intangible asset. Intangible asset will take the goodwill. How much is the goodwill debited here? 24,000, goodwill 24,000. Then non-current investment. One investment are there in Prem Brothers balance sheet. That investment also taken over. But it is not given whether it is a long-term investment or current investment. So we assume it is a non-current investment. So we have taken under non-current. Now current assets. Current assets inventory. Inventory is the stock. What is the value of the stock taken over? 18,000. Same 18,000 we have taken. Trade receivable. Trade receivable consists of debtors and bills receivable. So debtors, the gross value of the debtors are 48,000 and provision for doubtful debts is 1200. So 48,000 debtors less provision for doubtful debts 1200. Minus kar do 46,800. Bills receivable is also there. So bills receivable 10,000. Add up bills receivable 10,000. 56,800 is the trade receivable. And last one, cash and cash equivalent. In cash and cash equivalent, already 29,000 rupees cash balance was coming from Prem Brothers. Prem Brothers mein cash 29,000 tha, that is taken over. Apart from that, 17,000 rupees, 17,500 rupees cash paid in PC. PC payment के time पर 17,500 rupees cash pay करे. So 29,000 cash is coming in and 17,500 cash is paid out. So minus कर देंगे 17,500. 11,500 is the balance remaining cash. Now add up all the asset side item, you get 2,11,000. This is the balance sheet. Correct. That's all. So two problems we have completed. Main two problems on acquisition of business. Hope you understood the complete points regarding the acquisition of business, how to calculate the purchase consideration, and what are the journal entries to be passed in the books of the company, and what is the balance sheet after acquisition of business. Come on, now we'll take the last problem on acquisition of business. So see the third problem, third and last problem. A company was formed with an authorized capital of rupees 5 lakh divided into 25,000 equity share of 10 each and 2,500 10% preference shares of rupees 100 each to purchase the going concern of RAM, whose balance sheet stood as follows. A new company was formed to take over the business of a sole trader RAM, and the authorized capital of the company is 5 lakh rupees. In that 5 lakh rupees, 25,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, 2,50,000, and 2,500 preference shares of rupees 100 each, 2,50,000. So total 5 lakh. The balance sheet of RAM is given. Bills payable 3,500, sundry creditors, capital. So two outside liability, bills payable, sundry creditors. Bank book debt, stock, machinery, building. The purchase price was agreed at 1,75,000. तो PC calculation की जरूरत नहीं है. It is given in the problem. Purchase consideration 1,75,000. Payable as to 50,000 rupees in fully paid equity shares. तो वो 1,75,000 में 50,000 rupees के shares issue करेंगे. तो what is the face value of each equity share? 10 rupees. तो 50,000 divided by 10, 5,000. तो company issues 5,000 equity share of rupees 10 each, 50,000. And rupees 50,000 in fully paid preference shares. So 50,000 divided by 100. 50,000 divided by 100, you'll get 500. So 500 preference shares are issued of rupees 100 each. 50,000 equity shares, 50,000 rupees of equity share, 50,000 rupees of preference shares, and 30,000 in debentures. 30,000 in debentures, and the balance in cash. So they get total PC 1,75,000. In that 1,75,000, 50,000 rupees are paid through equity shares. 50,000 rupees are paid through preference shares. So 1 lakh हो गया. 30,000 rupees are paid through debentures. 1,30,000. So 175 minus 130 will get 45,000 rupees. That will be the balance paid in cash. So 45,000 rupees is paid in cash. The remaining shares were issued to and paid for by the public. Company क्या कर रही है? 5,000 equity shares are issued to RAM. So actually, what is the authorized capital? 25,000 equity shares are there. 25,000 equity shares of 10 each. Out of 25,000, 5,000 shares are already issued to Ram. So 25,000 minus 5,000. 20,000 equity shares are issued to public. Similarly, the total number of preference shares are 2,500. Authorized share capital में दे दिया. The company has the authorized capital of 2,500 preference shares of rupees 100 each. Out of 2,500, 500 preference shares are issued to Ram. The remaining 2,000 preference shares of rupees 100 each will be issued to the public. So the remaining shares were issued to and paid for by the public, with the exception of rupees 3 per share on 600 equity shares, which were subsequently forfeited and reissued at a discount of 20%. All the equity shareholders have paid except one shareholder who was holding 600 shares. He has not paid the final call money of 3 rupees. Then his shares are forfeited. And again these forfeited shares are reissued at a discount of 20%. तो फेस वैल्यू ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर 10 रुपीज है, 10 रुपीज का 20% 2 रुपीज, तो 2 रुपीज डिस्काउंट, तो 10 रुपये का शेयर 2 रुपये डिस्काउंट पे इश्यू कर दिए, तो 10 माइनस 2 8 रुपीज, 8 रुपीज में री इश्यू करें. Give journal entries to record this transaction in the books of the company and prepare its initial balance sheet. Now see, very interesting problem. PC, purchase consideration 1,75,000 given. Settlement of PC 5,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each 50,000. Then 500 preference shares of rupees 100 each 50,000. Debentures are 30,000. So out of 1,75,000 subtract 1,30,000, you get 45,000 balancing figure cash. So the problem is crystal clear regarding PC. Now authorized shares. Authorized total number of equity shares authorized are 25,000. Out of 25,000, how many equity shares are issued to Ram? 5,000. So 25,000 minus 5,000, 20,000 remaining. These 20,000 shares are issued to the public. Similarly, preference shares. The total number of authorized preference shares are 2,500. Out of 2,500, how many preference shares are issued to Ram, vendor? 500. So out of 2,500, 500 shares are issued to the vendor, Ram. The remaining 2,000 shares are issued to the public. So this is the clear working note. Now we'll come to the journal entries. The first journal entry, as usual, business purchase account data to vendor account. Who is the vendor here? Ram. The business purchase account data to Ram account, 1,75,000, being the business purchased and PC due. Now second entry will be the assets and liabilities taken over. Up goodwill. We don't know whether goodwill will arise or capital reserve will arise. Already in the previous problem I told you when the goodwill will arise, when capital reserve. अगर क्रेडिट साइड ज्यादा है डेबिट साइड कम है तो गुडविल आएगा, अगर डेबिट साइड ज्यादा है और क्रेडिट साइड कम है तो यहाँ कैपिटल रिजर्व आएगा. तो हम एक प्रोविजन बना के रख देंगे. विल मेक ए प्रोविजन गुडविल अकाउंट डेटा बैलेंसिंग फिगर. अगर आ गया तो यहाँ पर लेंगे, नहीं आया तो यहाँ पर डैश लिखकर यहाँ पर कैपिटल रिजर्व लेंगे. To be on the safer side, we have taken goodwill account balancing figure. Afterwards, we'll say we'll take all other assets. अब राम की बैलेंस शीट में जितने एसेट्स थे सारे के सारे एसेट्स बुक वैल्यू पर ले लिया कंपनी. तो सबको डेबिट, बैंक अकाउंट डेटा 4,500, बुक डेट 7,500, स्टॉक 35,000, मशीनरी 50,000, बिल्डिंग 45,000. कोई एसेट्स को चेंज नहीं करा. कंपनी हैज टेकन ऑल द एसेट्स एट द बैलेंस शीट वैल्यू, बुक वैल्यू. Liabilities, two outside liabilities are there. Bills payable, creditors, वो भी ले लिए. तो क्रेडिट साइड टू बिल्स पेबल टू सन्ड्री क्रेडिटर्स. बिजनेस परचेज अकाउंट को डेबिट कर दे, बिजनेस परचेज अकाउंट को क्रेडिट कर दे. नाउ यू विल फाइंड दैट क्रेडिट साइड इज मोर, द क्रेडिट टोटल इज मोर. सो फ्रॉम दिस क्रेडिट टोटल सब्ट्रैक्ट minus 45,000, minus 50,000, minus 35,000, minus 7,500, minus 4,500. The balancing figure you are going to get 42,900. This is the balancing figure you are getting. That will be debited to goodwill account, being the assets and liabilities taken over. Now PC paid. Purchase consideration is paid to Ram. So Ram account data 1,75,000, to equity share capital 50,000. Here you can see. To preference share capital 50,000. To debentures 30,000. To bank 45,000. These are all the payments made for PC. being the PC paid. Over. Up to 3 entries over. Now fourth entry, the remaining preference shares and equity shares are issued to the public. Public में issue कर दिए. अब remaining preference shares कितने थे? 2000. Actually authorized preference share 2500. Out of 2500, 500 preference shares are issued to Ram. So remaining 2000 shares are issued to the public given in the problem. So when the shares are issued to the public, the full amount on preference shares is received. So entry will be bank account data to preference share capital account. 2000 shares into rupees 100, 2 lakh. Being the 2000 preference shares of rupees 100 each issued to the public and full received in cash. And the amount received in cash. पूरा पैसे आ गए. अब remaining equity shares. अब equity shares कितने? How many equity shares were issued? 20,000. Public में जो issue करे 20,000 equity shares issue करे, लेकिन 20,000 में one shareholder was there who has not paid the final call. वो shareholder के पास कितने shares थे? 600 shares were there in the holding by that shareholder. He has not paid. तो 20,000 में से 600 माइनस कर 19,400 shares के ऊपर पूरा पैसा आ गया. 19,400 shares के ऊपर 10 rupees पूरे आ गए. तो बैंक अकाउंट डेटा टू इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल 19,400 into 10, 1,94,000 rupees. तो इक्विटी शेयर्स, तो द अमाउंट रिसीव्ड ऑन 19,400 shares issued to the public. Issued to the public. अब जो 600 shares के पैसे नहीं आए उसका कॉल्स इन एरियर. तो 3 rupees he has not paid. Out of 10 rupees, 3 rupees he has not paid. So how much he has paid? 7 rupees he has paid. So bank account data 600 shares into 7 rupees for 4,200. So 4,200 he has paid. Now he has not paid 3 rupees. The amount which he has not paid will put under calls in arrear. Calls in arrear account data 600 shares into 3 rupees 1,800. To equity share capital 600 into 10, 6,000. यानी 600 शेयर के ऊपर 7 rupees के हिसाब से 4,200 आ गए. 3 rupees ड्यू है, नहीं आए, वो कॉल्स इन एरियर में डाल देंगे. टू इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल 6,000. राइट नाउ द शेयर्स फॉरफिटेड. जो शेयर्स 600 शेयर्स के ऊपर जो 3 rupees पर शेयर नहीं दिया, दिस शेयर होल्डर, हिज शेयर्स आर फॉरफिटेड. When shares are forfeited, share capital account will be debited. The entry will be share capital account data 600 into 10, 6,000. Share capital को डेबिट कर देते जब शेयर्स forfeit अगर हो, राइट, कैंसिल अगर हो. अब क्रेडिट करेंगे to shares forfeited account. One new account is opened called shares forfeited account. In this account we put that money which is paid by the shareholder. जो shareholder पे कर दिया वो अमाउंट को शेयर्स फॉरफिटेड अकाउंट में डाल देंगे. हाउ मच अमाउंट ही हैज पेड? 7 rupees ही हैज पेड. तो 600 into 7, 4,200 शेयर्स फॉरफिटेड अकाउंट. टू कॉल्स इन एरियर, जो नहीं पे करा वो कॉल्स इन एरियर है. तो टू कॉल्स इन एरियर 1,800. 600 into 3, 1,800. Being 600 shares forfeited due to non-payment of final call of rupees 3 per share. Being 600 shares forfeited due to non-payment of final call of rupees 3 per share. हो गया. अब कॉल्स इन एरियर को यहां पर डेबिट किए थे और यहां पर क्रेडिट कर दिए, तो कॉल्स इन एरियर विल गेट क्लोज्ड. अब ये शेयर्स जो फॉरफिट हो गए इसको री इश्यू करें एट 20% डिस्काउंट. तो 10 rupees का 20% 2 rupees, 2 रुपये डिस्काउंट. तो 10 रुपये का शेयर 8 रुपए में. For 10 rupees is the face value of the share. It was issued at 8 rupees. So bank account data 600 into 8, 4,800. Loss कितना हो गया? 2 rupees का loss हो गया. 2 rupees on 600. 600 into 2, 1,200 rupees का loss हो गया. अब ये 1,200 rupees के loss को shares forfeited account में डेबिट करेंगे. Shares forfeited account को डेबिट करेंगे. पहले forfeiture के टाइम पे गेन हुआ. How much gain we got? 4,200 gain. क्योंकि ओल्ड शेयर होल्डर पहले पे कर दिया, उसके रिफंड नहीं करते. The amount paid by the shareholder will not be repaid back. That's a gain to the company. लेकिन जब रीइश्यू करेंगे तो 1,200 रुपए का लॉस हो रहा. तो शेयर्स फॉरफिटेड अकाउंट डेटा 1,200. 2 इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल 600 into 10, 6,000. being the 600 forfeited shares reissued at a discount of rupees 2 per share. Ab, the balance remaining in shares forfeited account will be transferred to capital reserve. अब शेयर्स फॉरफिटेड अकाउंट में जो बैलेंस बचा हुआ रहेगा उसको कैपिटल रिजर्व में ट्रांसफर कर देंगे. शेयर्स फॉरफिटेड अकाउंट को क्रेडिट करें 4200, फिर शेयर्स फॉरफिटेड अकाउंट को डेबिट करें 1200. तो 4200 माइनस 1200, 3000 rupees are remaining in shares forfeited account. That amount will be transferred to capital reserve. The entry will be shares forfeited account data to capital reserve account. 4200 minus 12. Being the balance remaining in shares forfeited account transferred to capital reserve. अब ये capital reserve को reserves and surplus में show करेंगे balance sheet. Now balance sheet. Equity and liabilities, shareholders fund, share capital number 1 note में बताएंगे. Then reserves and surplus note number 2 will show. Long term borrowings note number 3 will show. Trade payable note number 4. All these are the notes. Liability हो गया. Assets में tangible asset, intangible asset, current asset, inventory, trade receivable, cash and cash equivalent. Blank balance sheet we have prepared. Now note. In notes we'll write down the detail. First note number 1, share capital. Authorized, issued, subscribed, called and paid up. कंपनी के पास जितने ऑथोराइज थे पूरे इश्यू कर दिए, पूरे सब्सक्राइब हो गए, पूरे पेड अप है. तो हाउ मेनी इक्विटी शेयर्स? 25,000 इक्विटी शेयर्स ऑफ ₹10 each, फुल्ली कॉल्ड एंड पेड अप 2,50,000. उसी तरह 2,500 प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स of ₹100 each, fully called and paid up 2,50,000. So total share capital 5 lakh rupees. Balance sheet 5. Second note, reserves and surplus. Second, reserves surplus में only one item. Just now we have transferred capital reserve. Shares forfeited account को transfer कर दिए capital reserve में. Capital reserve है reserves and surplus 3,000. Long term borrowings. Under long term borrowings we take the debentures. How much debentures are issued? 30,000 rupees debentures are issued. Here you can see. The company has issued 30,000 debentures to the vendor. So debentures 30,000. Trade payable. Under trade payable comes bills payable and creditors. Bills payable and creditors. 3,500, 6,400. You can see here 9,900. Here 9,900. The total of the liability side 5,42,900. Half balance sheet completed. Now come to the remaining half. Non-current assets, tangible assets 95,000. How this 95,000 we got? Machinery 50,000, building 45,000. Here you can see. Machinery 50,000, building 45,000, 95,000 tangible. Right? Intangible asset, goodwill. How much goodwill is debited here? 42,900. So 42,900 goodwill. Next comes inventories. Inventories means stock. How much is the value of stock here? 35,000 is the value of the stock taken over. 35,000. Trade receivable means book debts or debtors. How much are the book debts here? 7,500. 7,500. Cash and cash equivalent. Now you should be careful regarding cash balance because there is movement of cash. Some cash company is receiving, some cash company is paying. So be careful while calculating cash. Here I have shown. First of all, how much cash is received from the vendor? Vendor के business से कितना cash आया? Here you can see bank balance 4,500. Vendor के balance sheet में 4,500 cash balance था, bank balance था. That is taken 4,500 plus. अब ये एंट्रीज में देखिए where we have debited the bank. Wherever we have debited the bank, that we add. Wherever we credit the bank account, we minus, subtract. पैसा आया तो बैंक को डेबिट करेंगे, पैसा गया तो बैंक को क्रेडिट करेंगे. तो कहां पर डेबिट करें देखिए. Here bank 4,500 we have taken. Here bank account is debited by 2 lakh, so plus 2 lakh. Here bank account is debited by 1,94,000 plus 1,94,000. Here bank account is debited by 4,200, 4,200. Here bank account is debited by 4,800 plus 4,800. अब देखिए where the bank account is credited. Bank account is credited only once in the form of PC. Purchase consideration paid 45,000. So minus 45,000. So add up all items minus 45,000, you get 3,62,500. So 3,62,500 cash and cash equivalent. Now find the total of the assets, 5,42,900. That's it. Balance sheet typed. So we have done 3 main problems on acquisition of business and 2 short problems on acquisition of business. This is the end of the topic, acquisition of business. It's a very small topic, where a company has taken over the business of a partnership or a sole trading concern. So what are the journal entries to be passed in the books of the company? So how to find out the PC and what are the journal entries to be passed and what is the balance sheet of the company after taking over of the business. That's it. So simple. So hope you have enjoyed the lecture of acquisition of business. If you have not watched from beginning, go to the first video, then watch the first video on introduction, then first remaining problems you can watch. So all the best. See you again in the next topic in the next video.